Hello! Have you ever wondered why you read about so few women in the history books, even though there were many accomplished women in South Dakota's past? Through the South Dakota Speakers Bureau, I have registered 3 presentations that recognize some of those women. You can choose from among 2 talks about the women's suffrage movement, or one about one of the first nurses to practice in Dakota Territory. The women's suffrage topic is especially relevant in 2020 because that's the year we celebrate the 100th anniversary of women's right to vote in the United States. My Celebrate the Century speech chronicles how South Dakota became one of only 16 states to grant women full suffrage before 1920. Consider, for 5 decades, generations of women ran endless campaigns and endured many painful failures as they fought for their right to vote as equal citizens. It's a story worth hearing. The title, Celebrate the Century, Women's Suffrage in South Dakota, 1868 to 1918. My presentation on school suffrage reveals a relatively unknown story about South Dakota women casting ballots and running for office as early as 1881. You probably didn't realize that long before women obtained full suffrage, they could vote in school elections. I'll also share several stories about remarkable women who used that early opportunity to win elections and display leadership skills in the public arena. The title is The Women Voted, the Role of School Suffrage in the Women's Suffrage Movement. I offer a 3rd presentation about an extraordinary woman who claimed to be the first trained nurse in Dakota Territory. In the 1880s, in an era where training in medicine was rare for all women, Jean Todd studied to be a nurse and midwife in Scotland. After emigrating to Aurora County, she pursued her profession, much to the dismay of the local doctors who didn't know quite what to do with a trained nurse. The title, Pioneer Nurse Jean Todd, a woman professional on the Dakota frontier. I recently obtained my master's degree in history following careers in computer technology, political advocacy, and charitable nonprofit work. I am now busy discovering, documenting, and speaking about interesting women from South Dakota's past. I hope you will invite me to share these stories and give you and your guests a greater appreciation for the role women played in the history of South Dakota.